Hello, today I'm going to show you another strategy, and this one is for the Mad. So the Mad is a pretty strange tower because the way that its damage is set. So when you're going into it with like the Rocket Storm, it's really great mid-game, really good at killing ceramics, but once you upgrade it to the tier 5, all of that goes away and it just targets, well, it just does like tons of damage to the mobs. But in recent updates, the strategy got really like a lot better because of the Arctic wind buffs. Now you can really easily handle the ceramics, and you can just have the Mad going away at the Moabs. So to start this off, we're going to have to get our hero. I'd recommend Etienne because Etienne is really good with the cleanup. Okay, now I'm back, but basically Etienne is really good with the cleanup. So in the late game, it will pair really well with the Mad because it will be killing like all the ceramics that are being locked by the Ice Monkey. So now I'm gonna have to go into an early game. I for some reason started with like Dartling, which really isn't that smart, but just something that will get you into the early game, and preferably something that will also build into the mid game, because money will be tight when trying to afford the Mad. So I'm gonna do Dragon's Breath. It got a really big buff, so it's really strong. Wallfire is a bit weaker in the early game, but if it's a pretty easy map, you should be able to get this just fine. And for the maps that I've recommended this on, really intermediate as the highest. The Saveup can be very awkward on some advanced maps, and expert maps definitely it's not a good idea. So then after that, we are going to be getting the Rocket Storm, and then I'm going to be getting the rest of the mid game. Of course, with the Etienne's ability and Rocket Storm ability, you can use them whenever, but for the 80s, we're going to have to save them a bit and use them kind of in a good manner, or else we might die to some random super ceramics. So now I'm going to be upgrading the Alk buffing the Wizard and the Dartling Gunner, and then I'm going to get just something extra to push us through, because this really isn't a whole lot of mob damage, and it could really be whatever, but I decided to go with a full auto sniper, and I'll outbuff that. Alright, so going into the 80s here, we have a lot of money, and I am saving it for the Mad right now. So for some of these rounds, I am going to take the Dartling off lock in place and micro him around, just so we can make sure we don't die. But now I'm going to be using my Etienne and Rocket Storm abilities to help clear these waves out, because there's tons of stuff and it's pretty easy to die to a random ceramic. So I'm just going to be using the UCAV, and then when the UCAV is down, Rocket Storm, and then I can get the UCAV back up for 82. 83, you can use UCAV. 84, you can also use UCAV and Rocket Storm, but you should be able to get before 85. If you don't have it by 85, then you have an issue. I got it right at the middle section of 83, and then right after that, you are immediately going to have to get an Ice Monkey, get that up to Arctic Wind as soon as possible, and then I am going to get that up to Snowstorm, and I'm going to get another Dragon's Breath just to kind of help out with these ceramics, and that is actually all I need, even without abilities. Of course, you can use your abilities to make things a bit easier. Etienne's UCAV ability, when it's level 20, is super good, and that can really help clean up a ton of Moabs, so definitely use that if needed. But I'm going to end up winning with like 50k cash left over and no abilities, so that's all. Once you kind of get past the Mad and ceramic support, it is really easy. So that's all, and goodbye.